What's up, everybody? This is Brandon from Rolling Green Acres. This is another one of my videos focusing on my Farmall 460 tractor. Now, in my last video, I went ahead and drained the hydraulic fluid out of it. What I'm wanting to do now is remove the hydraulic pump and inspect it. What was happened is about 5 years ago, I was using it to push some snow, and the hydraulics have been whining for a really long time, for a good year or more, getting worse and worse. And all of a sudden there was like a pop. There was no more whining and no more hydraulics. So we're about to get to the bottom of that, and I'm going to show you how to remove your hydraulic pump on a Farmall 460 tractor. The pump is actually bolted on the back side of this plate, which is pretty much below your fuel tank, just offset to the right of it. Now, in order to remove this, the first steps are going to be obviously drain your fluid out. I went ahead and drained the fluid and pulled the filter plate off the other side and got that all drained out. Gonna want to unbolt your hydraulic line coming off the back here. Looks like there's 3 bolts. Those are half-inch bolts, half-inch bolt heads. And then I've got a line coming off here, which, if I'm not mistaken, goes to the power steering. So we're going to pop this off and take that off, and then after those are taken off, you can go ahead and start unbolting the perimeter of this plate. All right, yep, these are half-inch. It's like that big old ratchet just barely fits in there. I'd say that a ratcheting wrench should probably be a better tool for this job. Okay, now we're going to work on this forward line set. Luckily on this tractor, none of these bolts are extremely tight. Everything's coming off pretty easy. Of course, I did spray everything down with PB Blaster, 2 or 3 days before I was planning on even thinking about doing this. I think that really does help. I'm a big believer in that. Okay, we got those off. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch to my 9/16 socket. And that's what's going to unbolt our plate. I'm going to go ahead and just start by breaking all these loose. The main thing I'm wondering about, which is why I want to take this apart before I go ordering my parts, is about the gear that goes on the front of this pump that runs off of the, I don't know if it's the flywheel or just the shaft that goes through the middle of the tractor. I'm going to make sure that the gear is fine before I go ordering another pump. That way I'll know if I have to go ahead and order a replacement drive gear as well. Now what I have here is I've taken out all the bolts on the perimeter of this plate that the pump is bolted on the back side of, and I've left the 4 corner bolts in, but I've got them loose. Now I'm going to do on this just like I did when I was changing my filter on the other side. I'm going to take this rubber mallet and I'm going to smack it, and then it should come loose if I don't hit the camera. Now if you don't have a rubber mallet, you can use a block of wood and rest the wood up against the metal and then hit it with your hammer. Which I might have to resort to. I think I'm gonna have to get a bigger hammer. Okay, now I've got my mini sledge and a block of wood. Let's see what we can do with that. Oh, I think I'm making some progress. Yes. Just took a bigger hammer is all. And now the pump is out. I can see in here that the teeth on this gear that drives the pump, they seem to be okay. So there's no problems with that. There's a little bit of play in it, which is kind of strange. I don't know how that, you know, what that means, but it also doesn't spin freely, so I know it's still connected to the motor. And then wipe some of this nasty stuff out of here. clean it up. For some reason this Farmall in particular, I don't know if everybody has the same problems, but I've always had problems with water getting into the hydraulics. Some of the way the bolts on top of the housing, I'll let rainwater in or something, the way that everything bolts down to the housing or the top. I'm not sure what the deal is, but I've also never really had a good shift boot on here, so I don't know if it's gone down the gear shift. That's a possibility too. But I've always just ended up with milky hydraulic fluid. I like to get into a position where I can keep this thing parked inside and really make it last a lot longer. Now here's the hydraulic pump itself. It's bolted on the back of that plate. Now I noticed that this gear right here, I mean, it looks okay. I feel a little rough in a spot here or there, but it's got a lot of play in that. Now I'm gonna have to zip this off with the impact and see. I'll bet you this damn gear, the keyway's wobbled out on it. I'll bet that is probably the deal with it. I'm gonna have to get, that's probably like a 15/16 or something. I'll get that off and look at that gear and see. I might have to order a new gear as well. Now that I got in here, kind of look this thing over, I see that it's got a little remanufactured tag from Case. This has been done before on this old tractor at some point. Okay, so I've got that gear right here. That lighting is horrible right there. This is a little bit better. Okay, let's grab the socket, 24mm, happens to fit it just perfectly. So let's zip this thing off. Now it looks like I've got some play in the keyway there. It's gonna be hard to say if the play is in the keyway or in the gear itself. I think it's more in the keyway, honestly. This keyway has been worn the hell down. Yeah, I'm thinking that my gear is probably fine. I'm gonna take the actual pump off. So these 4 bolts basically. And then that thing will come right off. These are 5/8 bolts. I'm going to hold up on this plate right here, tap the pump. Dang. All right, it's coming out. I think I see what the deal is though. Really needs to be pried out evenly. It's got tubes that go through it, I see. it had two pegs that it slid up on right there. Had to come straight off instead of being smacked around like that. Okay, there is the old hydraulic pump taken off. Now I know what I got. See, I can place an order for my new one, and when that happens, show you all a video of how to put the hydraulic pump back together. This has been Brandon from Rolling Green Acres. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to remove your hydraulic pump on your Farmall 460 tractor. If you like the video, click the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos about homesteading, farming, whether you're growing vegetables, anything like that, you know, fixing old equipment, see what I got coming up in the future, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I wish you all have a nice day, and thanks for checking out my video. I'll see you next time.